I was working at the American Cancer Society, and I was coming home one day, something I've done a number of times. I was coming from Paso Robles, and I was right there near In-N-Out on 101. Everybody knows this, yes? I did not know where I was. In that moment, I looked around and I went, where am I? In-N-Out didn't look familiar. My fields that my parents and my grandparents worked in didn't look familiar. The car I was in, I knew it was my car. It had been, right? But where was I going? I wasn't in the car. And the car's 70 miles an hour on that road, and I'm freaking out. And I went, I gotta call Corey. I've got to go call Corey. So I decided to pull off the road. I look up, I see the Santa Maria Way sign, and I click, and I go, wait, I think I'm at work. I just gotta get home. So I go home, and I decided to tell Corey that night, and I said, I'm a little worried. She says, you're stressed, you work a lot. I recently lost 170 pounds. I was a big dude. Hey, thank you very much. Maybe I, wasn't sleeping that well because of the weight. Whatever it wasn't right. My son was about to get married, and I had these cool socks. They're American socks. I wanted to wear them for him because he served this country, and I was proud of him, but it's between him and I, so I just wanted a little pair of American flag socks on. So I ordered them. Everybody was there at a barbecue. I came inside, and I said, you guys, has the mail come? Because I want those socks. And they said, they're right there. So I looked over, I said, cool. Opened the package, pulled it out, looked at them, and said, these are going to be perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. And everybody in that room, my family, my close family, my kids, my wife, looked at me like my head had blown off. And I said, what's wrong? And my son goes, seriously? You literally just came in 5 minutes ago and did that. And I said, did what? He said, everything you just did, you just did that. And I went, ha, and I played it off and I laughed. Then I got scared because something was wrong. I knew something was wrong. Went to my wife. We discussed it. I went to my boss, who I'd known since I was 14 years old, and she was doing the same thing. She saw it too, but she was like, he's tired, he's working too much, I need to get him an assistant. Everybody was helping this disease get further and further into my body because I had no idea. How could somebody my age have a disease where my memory's going? That happens to grandmas and grandpas. That happened to my grandma. That happened to my wife's grandmothers. That doesn't happen to me. Bull. It does. It does happen. And it did happen. That was the end of Tony at 47 years old. All my dreams, all my passions, everything I worked for, gone. But what I did was I married a woman who is stronger than I am. And we are faith-based, we're family-based, and we're from Santa Maria. So for me, it was not a closure, it was a new beginning for us. My wife looked at me and she said, okay, you cried for a day, but really, what are you going to do? And I said, what do you mean? She said, well, I get that you're dying, but everybody's dying. I said, yeah, I know, but babe, I can't remember stuff. She goes, it's okay, we're going to figure it out. You see, my wife, although she's my rock, she's my inspiration, and I just love her so much, she's also very talented and smart. She was previously educated as a special education teacher. Now here's something we didn't realize. The dementia presents symptoms that are very similar to those of an autistic child or somebody on the spectrum. So all the tricks and things that she learned how to keep children interested and active at school, she was now doing with me. So she set up little centers for me to do coloring and brain activities. She made safe spots for me. She became my chief of staff, which I was stoked about because I always wanted one. So now, she was all by herself though. And we would go to these groups with a lot of people who had already been late stage, and they're so angry at their partner. And they're angry at life, and they're angry that this has happened. And I said, oh my God, Corey, this is going to be us. She said, no, it's not. We're making margaritas out of lemons. And I said, oh, babe, I know I have dementia, but I think we make lemonade out of lemons. And she says, well, we're making margaritas, baby. And I said, oh, okay, well, what are we going to do? She said, well, here's the thing. We can control some things. I can't control what's happening up here, but I can control your diet. So that's the first thing we went after. But for me, Corey, it was no, let's control what's happening right here in this house and in this body. We have done so much research. She has done so much research. And what I learned from our grandparents and from others was, I needed to find the lesson in this. We decided to fight back, not only with our bodies and changing lifestyle, talking to the children about how they can do things now to prevent this happening later in life. We decided there's something more we can do. Because why? It's the way I was raised. I'm from Santa Maria. It's the Santa Maria way. I don't understand saving myself. I don't. I understand saving you and you. I don't even know you. But I want to save your life. It's what I did. It's what I do. Cancer, Parkinson's, whatever the disease was, I jumped in front and said, let's raise money. Let's get the Kiwanis involved. We're going to do something. This time I had to rely on my community to say it's okay, Tony. And they pulled through. So many people don't realize this is the face of dementia. I have friends, I just sat with 14 friends that look just like me across the nation this morning, and they look and they talk just like me, and we don't work, we're disabled. But you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it because everybody thinks of grandma and grandpa gray hair. I got a little gray coming in. That's what they think of. Yeah, they've got it. And that's who I'm here for. So if you're wondering, well, what about them? Or what about me? My promise was to speak for those that can't. That covers two areas. Those that are late stage, and those are usually my brothers and sisters that are older, that can't speak anymore. I speak for them. And I will tell what's wrong with me to other people so that they understand it. And I will talk to doctors so they understand it, because they can't. That's the first one. The second one, I live in a town that's 73% Hispanic. This disease will hit Hispanics 1.5 times more, and African Americans 2 times as more. My hope is that you guys continue to live for today.